What's up, y'all? This is episode 3 of Destiny's The Gray Area. Back here with Boxality, aka Alex, and a newcomer to the league and also the podcast, Heated Lawyer, aka Josh.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
So we got a few topics for you guys today. The first one is team standings, and we're also gonna slightly jump into points for versus points against because I thought that was a pretty interesting category. So I think we have 5 undefeated teams at the moment, with the Steelers being one of them, the Packers, not the Jaguars. Wait, where is it?
Yeah, 5. It's
Five.
Steelers, Bears, Bengals, Seahawks, and Packers.
Yeah.
Any surprises on there?
Bengals. That's my surprise.
Yeah. I'm a newcomer into this league for sure. But I saw the Browns won the division last season with a 9-6-1 record. And the Bengals on paper have the lowest overall for their entire team. I think they're like a 77 or something.
Really?
So the fact that they're 3-0 means that they've got a good user behind them. They're running that team pretty well. So yeah, I was pretty shocked to see the Bengals up there because I think the Bengals finished last season like 7-9 or something. Like they were close. They were close to an even record, but not
Do you
quite
know
enough to win the division.
who their quarterback was from last season?
I don't, but I could.
I know
I
that.
could try
Who was it?
here.
Nick Mullins.
Who?
Nick Mullins was wow.
Nick Mullins. I'm
Um,
trying to figure out.
And they signed
Because
Trubisky in the offseason. He has been balling for him this season.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky's been pretty decent. I'm just gonna
Are
try
we
to pull
sure
up
it's the
the
same
stats
user?
here.
No, this is a new user, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes more sense then, because I wouldn't think just the addition of Mitch Trubisky would, cause a team to turn around like that. But this guy, I said it before, and I think I actually made this prediction in preseason, our last episode, that the Bengals might be one of the teams to surprise some people. I know that I said the Steelers as well, and they're both undefeated right now. But I think the Bengals, they play just like the real life Ravens, and it's probably the most annoying thing to have to deal with, I'm sure.
Oh, I haven't played, and I don't think I do, thank God.
I played him, I
Oh,
think the
never
first
mind.
game of, go ahead.
I do play him.
You do? What week?
Week 7.
Uh, well,
Midway
Josh
through,
here has to
man.
play him twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to play Cincy twice. I start in the next 3 games that I play as the Steelers. I play the Browns in 2 of those 3 games in my next 3 weeks. So I'll be cleaning the. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to clean the Browns. I don't think. I'm confident, but I don't know. But I have to play the Browns twice, so that'll be a quick divisional opponent that I won't get to see in the mid and late season.
He's kind of been
Um,
struggling though, I think, hasn't he?
he's only 1-1 right now.
Okay.
So he's right now a game and a half out, or a game and a half out. Um, so I mean, I think I don't know if he had a bye or something this week, or if he had a forced win or something like that. But I mean, they won the division last season, so I'm not going to sleep on them for sure. But I was actually kind of surprised at the Ravens and what they brought to the table. They still got a lot of promise, and the users definitely still kind of getting used to everything. But Lamar Jackson's kind of one of those guys that's really easy to cheese with.
Yeah.
And this guy's obviously been talked to about that. And so he's trying to change Lamar Jackson into more of a passer. And it seems to be rough going. But I think as soon as he figures out like those RPO options and how to utilize Lamar Jackson in a way that's not so incredibly cheesy, the Ravens are going to be another contender there too. The Ravens haven't won a game yet, but it's still early. So the AFC North could be a really nasty division in the upcoming seasons for sure.
Oh,
Definitely. You got 2
probably.
undefeated teams so far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My tip for the the Ravens would be to watch the Bengals play offense, and he'd be really successful because the guy has 2 really fast running backs, the fastest quarterback in the game. Um, yeah. Plus, he has a all-star, superstar Marquise Brown, and I think he has another superstar on
Mm-hmm.
the other side, doesn't he?
I'm gonna go look at the team.
Yeah, I believe so. Marquise Brown did burn me in week 2 for a pretty nasty touchdown. I mean, it was a slant option to the outside, I think,
Took off, huh?
it was a corner route, and he snagged and just outran Minka Fitzpatrick all the way down the line.
Yeah.
He's got Amari Cooper as well on the wide receiver side.
That's what I was gonna say. He has Marquise Brown and Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a squad, that's for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
the other part I wanted to get into was the points for versus points against. If you guys haven't noticed already, 2 of the 5 undefeated teams, their points against are 29, that being the Steelers, and 20, that being the Seahawks. And also, those 2 teams are also the lowest scoring of the 5. 61 points for with the Seahawks, and 23 points more are the Steelers points, which is beyond me. They both have to have like amazing defenses there. We already talked about the Steelers, but the
Oh
Seahawks even more so. Wow.
Yeah, I've actually been very impressed with my defense, and we had a pretty big signing today too with Devin Bush for 6 more years and 30 million guaranteed.
How much is he getting
So
paid
we're
overall?
30 million overall over the course of 6 years, and I think he's going to get like in bonuses 19 million probably is I think what the contract said. But it'll be over a 6-year span. So it's actually not a
Okay.
huge hit to the cap as of right now, but there are other players that we may be looking to shop just because, I mean, they're either older and they're taking up a lot of space, and they're not huge components of the defense, but Devin Bush definitely is.
Right.
And so that was a big signing today. But yeah, I mean, you can look at our PA over there too. We're at 9, averaging only 9 points allowed over the course of 3 games. I mean, we allow a lot of yards, but I've been really excited to see a lot of turnovers being caused, and I don't know how much more lucky we're going to get with that, but we'll see what happens. But I assume Seattle's kind of in a similar situation there.
Well, he's also
Um,
two-time Super Bowl winner, so I think he's a little bit more
yeah.
accustomed to his team and he knows his strengths.
yeah,
You know.
somebody knocked him out the playoffs.
Hmm. I beat him during regular season, so
I had to say that. Sorry.
for sure.
He's
But
having better. So
quickly, I do want to say that Matt Stafford, not looking too hot.
that he's not the. He
He's
is
not the answer.
no.
It's all right.
He is.
He's just confirming what everybody else already kind of knew. So, uh, all right. Next topic is passing leader slash MVP predictions.
Could you
You
guess
look,
who's not up there?
who's not up there?
Who's not up there? Yeah, Stafford.
Oh, well, you just
Yeah,
got him, didn't
Stafford's
you?
not, yeah.
No, I've had him since week 1.
Yeah, he started in week 1.
Yeah, I did.
For real? I thought you started your rookie. I thought you were trying to build him up. Okay.
I started him, and then he threw 3 picks first game. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that'll happen. Especially you picked the guy. I think he was a 4th round talent, and you picked him in the second, right? And his
Yeah,
overall was what?
65.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm dealing with the same thing in another league. I have a guy terrible. Um, just say I'm 0-11. Um, but uh, actually leading the league in passing is once again Ralph Hollister. I think this guy is he's a gunslinger. That's really all he is. With 113 attempts and 74 completions, he has 6 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Just not
Oh,
good. But clearly, this guy does mostly passing throughout the games that he plays. Um, that being the Broncos user. Um,
Mhm.
because also the 2 receiving leaders and receptions are his 2 receivers. Or no, is his receiver and his running back.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he does throw a lot of interceptions, but I mean, if you look at last season's stats for Hollister, he still had over 50 touchdowns. So the
And how
man
many
will still
interceptions?
produce. He had 49. He had 49
Okay.
interceptions. It was very like if Peyton and Eli Manning were the same guy, that's kind of what Ralph
That's
Hollister looks like.
yeah.
So can hit the touchdowns like Peyton, but he can throw the picks like Eli. So
Yep. To be honest, I'm gonna stay in quarters when I play the guy, so we'll see how that goes.
yeah,
All he
there you
does is
go.
throw the ball. All he does is throw it. He does not run
uh,
the ball.
Actually surprised here. Second in passing stats is Dak Prescott. The guy has
Don't.
only thrown the ball 75 times. It has a 78% completion rating percentage, and not bad. I mean, he's thrown 4 interceptions to 2 touchdowns, but when he throws, he pretty much completes the pass. That's good.
I just played in him, and Dak Prescott hit me for 80% completion that game.
What does he do? A lot of underneath throws. Does he throw deep very
Inside,
often?
outside, just underthrows. It's nothing big. It's nothing long. It's just medium to short throws. He does not throw it deep very often.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Okay. So he kind of dink and ducks his way up the field. Nice. Um,
And Dak's still at Dallas, isn't he?
say will be your MVP. Who's that for you?
Ralph Hollister. I doubt anybody's gonna pass him. He's just, he's that guy.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I
I
think
actually,
I think Hollister's the early favorite as well, just because of that production. I mean, he's unmatched right now.
One guy I would say watch out for is Kyler Murray. He just got traded
Mhm.
to the Patriots. He's throwing 80% completion.
wow.
And I know bracket, and I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to abuse that speed he has on that offense.
Does he run a lot of RPOs?
He runs everything.
Oh, okay. I mean, he shouldn't have beat
See,
me,
I
but
I
really, that's
used
the
the Patriots
conversation.
playbook on offense, and it is a very, I mean, of all the forums that I've read, like on Reddit and a bunch of other areas too, it's just that Patriots offensive playbook is probably the most well-rounded one in the game so far. But if you're looking for running an RPO playbook, the stuff that I saw actually comes from Arizona.
Yep.
They have a shotgun slot formation that's pretty deadly with that RPO if you can run it correctly, if you could avoid those illegal man downfield penalties. But the Patriots one's pretty well balanced. I mean, it invites a run, it invites pass. There's RPOs in there. There's end arounds. I mean, there's a lot of plays in that playbook, and it's pretty good. And it fits Kyler Murray's style very, very well.
Well,
Interesting.
he uses his own playbook, but
Does he?
Oh, he
Okay.
does. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
definitely be tuning in to see how he plays.
he's gonna be something. That offense, he has Okoye with 94, 95 speed, something like that. 95 speed, 92 excel. He still has Walton, who's hurt, I believe, who is just amazing. He has 94 speed. Then he has Kyler Murray with 92 at quarterback. Yeah, 91 at quarterback.
Wow. I'm trying to figure out what I do if I have to play him again, and I'm not really sure yet. So,
Then you
uh,
go to his wide receivers. He has Marquise Goodwin, 96 speed. Christian Kirk, who's what, 92, 93? Yeah, 92 speed. What are you going to do against that offense? There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean,
Senate.
effective zone blitzing from the outside might be pretty good. If you go inside, Murray will just escape to the pocket, and then he'll break down your zone probably. But if you're able to come in from the outside and keep them in a pocket, that zone should keep the receivers at bay for at least a little bit if you have a good rush defense to be able to get in there. But outside of that, I don't really know. I mean, I'm kind of with you. That's a tough offense to stop on paper.
I mean,
He
the
was
good
talking
thing.
with me years
Go ahead.
ago. When he made that trade, he's like, watch out. Kyler Murray is going to light it up. And you want to know what he did his first game?
Well, I mean, we're definitely going to get back to this because that's actually one of the topics later on is to see how trades have played out so far in the
Oh,
season.
yes.
But it definitely seems like
Mm-hmm.
that trade they made, bracket is one so far.
Oh,
Sorry for
he's one.
Fabio, but all right. Next topic is defensive player of the year predictions and other interesting defensive stats. So I'm gonna get those up. And
Can
I'm
I
just
go?
gonna go with the biggest. Like this guy has. I'm sorry, referring to Joey Bosa.
Yep.
Oh
Um,
my gosh, dude, this guy's insane.
he has.
11,
Go ahead. You say it. You say it. You say it.
11. Who do you play to have 11 sacks in one game?
I thought I thought T.J. Watt did a great job last game getting 6, but then I saw Joey Bosa on the list and I saw that 11 sack highlight and I'm like, are you kidding me? How is this possible? I
I'm
mean,
sure he tried to stop Joey Bosa throughout the game after maybe about the seventh sack. But at this point, I feel like I might have rage quit because 11 sacks, that's
That
crazy. And he has 16 on the season, by the way, with only 20 total tackles.
someone may have to message every opponent that goes up against Joey Bosa this season exactly how to use max protect, and identify Bosa as being the mic every single down.
Well, you can actually double
I mean,
team a player, but I'm not sure if that works on passing plays as often. Um, but even when you
I
ID
think
sometimes,
yeah,
I feel like there are certain
yeah,
players, it's just
yeah.
not going to matter.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're gonna ID the mic, but if you have a guy blitzing from another side, your guys will still stick to their assignment sometimes. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's tough. But Bosa, I can't remember what his X factor is. Um,
probably
I want to say it's
unstoppable.
fearmonger. It's either unstoppable or fearmonger, but I
I'll
can't
tell you right now.
remember.
It's
I'm looking right
unstoppable
now.
force. Yeah.
Unstoppable force. There it is. Yeah.
And he has edge threat, so it's like that's a double whammy.
Finesse.
Plus finesse threat. Wow. Can I
Yeah.
trade for this
No, this
guy
this
or?
guy's got everything right. Yeah. Whew.
So I think that's what I was gonna say in the last segment. I think he might challenge Ralph Hollister if he keeps that up, but he did get 11 in one game, so if we tone it down a little bit, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But he'll
Who was the
definitely be in a.
last? Who was the last defensive player to win league MVP?
Lawrence Taylor.
Was that how long ago it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So this could be some pretty good company Bosa could find himself in if he snags that MVP.
Oh, 100%.
But defensive player of the year, I think, he's easily the front runner for that.
So I thought another interesting defensive stat was the interceptions. So
Mm-hmm.
the Titans here have Kevin Byard with 4, then they have Adoree Jackson with 3, and then if you look at deflections, uh, they have another guy that's at the top who's at left outside linebacker with 8 deflections. So I don't know if this all came in one game, but it seems like he may have overtaken the Bills with the best pass defense here because this guy, his player, seems like.
Yeah, and that's kind of been scary for me because even though, for teams of the East too, because if you're a pass first kind of player,
Oh my God.
this Tennessee defense is scary for you with
I
all those
just
stats already.
So Kevin Byard, 4 interceptions. Adoree Jackson, 3 interceptions. Then he has his middle linebacker, who's Rashawn Evans, with 3 interceptions. Wow.
Jeez, 10
Oh my
interceptions
goodness.
among 3 guys in 3 weeks.
Yeah. And another
That's
guy with
crazy.
8 deflections by himself.
That's an end of the season stat line right there, and it's only been 3 weeks.
I mean,
That is.
yeah, Kevin Byard only has negative 60 interception return yards. I'm not sure what went on there, but that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's like he caught it
Yeah,
and went to the wrong
I'm
end
not
zone,
really
I
sure
guess.
what happened there either.
Wow. Oh man. You guys see anything else that kind of interested you on the defensive side? I still kind of fucked up that word, didn't I? Oh well. Um,
I want to say the 16 sacks so far by Joey Bosa in 3 games.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm looking on the Daddy Leagues right now, and I've got Bosa at the top with 16. But on total tackles list, he only has 18 tackles. So basically, if you can isolate Joey Bosa from sacking your quarterback, his tackling, he only has 2 tackles outside of sacking in 3
I
games.
think those are
So,
solo tackles. He has 20 total tackles.
oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see that. Okay. That makes sense. Even still, though,
Yeah, definitely.
16 of those are sacks. So if you can put some max protect and be able to stop Bosa, you should have an easy time running the ball, or at least, on paper, you should have an okay time running the ball against that defense, or, at least throwing and getting it out of the D line. If you can,
Right.
if you can fetter Bosa.
Definitely. But because of Bosa, is why this next topic was created, and it's the worst player on the season so far. And
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford, why?
Stafford.
Why would you say that?
50% completion percentage, 39 for 77.
Oh, you
2
might
touchdowns, 6 picks.
you might be happy to see or hear that that's not actually not the worst of the quarterbacks. But I'm gonna start with
Oh,
the linemen. Wyatt Teller, the left guard for the Cleveland Browns, has given up 10 sacks.
the
Oh,
next I do,
Yeah, in two
Bosa.
oh,
games.
oh.
Sir, please bench him.
Please.
Wait. Right guard for which team?
Left guard for
Left
the
guard.
The
Browns.
left guard.
Yeah.
Man.
The
Did
next
they play Joey
closest,
Bosa?
I don't
That's
know.
who played Bosa was the
Was
Browns.
it?
Yep.
Yeah. You gotta
Then
bench
that
him.
might, yeah. Then he was matched up against it. So that should be, an indicator right there that if he allowed 10
Wait, let me look at his
sacks,
stats. I mean, like his attributes. He's a
then
76
Bosa probably
overall.
wasn't. Yeah, Bosa probably wasn't doubled then if he alone allowed the 10.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it
Touchdowns.
signals to me.
I wonder how many holding penalties he had because he's an undisciplined penalty tendency going against Bosa by himself. Yeah. Uh, I mean, the
That's
next
a
closest
fat
is Braden Smith with 6 sacks. Uh,
Mm.
and I think he gave that up in one game against me. Josh Allen um, had about four or five last game, and I played the Colts guy. So, yeah. But moving on, the next two candidates I have for the worst player so far is Josh Rosen. This guy has 1 touchdown and 14 interceptions.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have a moment of weakness here. The Steelers were the team that he got his touchdown on, so
Really?
I'll accept that one. But I can't remember the specific stats that he had against the Steelers defense, but he went 22 of 35, I think, and he had 1 touchdown and 4 picks, I think, just this last week. But yeah, 10 interceptions in the first 2 weeks with no touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're throwing 0 touchdowns and 5 picks, you got to choose somebody else right off the bat there. I don't think you start him week 2. I don't think you even look at him unless your second stringer or your third stringer is kind of pulling the same kind of weight. And then you either got to look at free agency or you got to make a trade or you got to do something there.
Well, he
Um,
took your second recommendation. He traded him just now to the Colts.
oh, he did.
Who
Okay,
yeah.
for?
there you go.
Let me check to see who was it for again.
Can I
Um,
point out something?
yeah, go ahead.
Houston Myers,
Yep,
my old quarterback on the Cowboys now,
two
28
touchdowns.
for
Wow.
58, 2 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Oh my
Oof,
goodness. Yeah,
oof.
Well,
that's
I guess after coming off a 3,500 passing yards, 32 touchdown, 34 interception season, he's coming off doing this first 3 games.
yeah. I'm not really sure why. Trouble Mind is working at it. He did throw 6 interceptions in his first game. I'm pretty sure. Uh, But yeah, I mean, the guy is completing only 48% of his passes. And the thing is, he hasn't even thrown the ball very much. He's only thrown it 58 times. And to
Yeah.
have 10 touchdowns or 10 interceptions out of 58 attempts, I mean, the guy has only completed 28 of the 58 on top of that. So that's not too good either. So
He's
yeah,
making
definitely.
Stafford.
Was Stafford his quarterback before?
No, Stafford's my quarterback. I hate him.
Oh, okay. That's what I said when we got into this topic that you probably wouldn't think Stafford is as bad as you think he is. But the other guy I have on this list is the rookie X Factor quarterback, Timothy Bolton. 0 touchdowns, lower completion percentage than Houston Myers, and he's only thrown 7 more times.
Mm.
That's
So I'm not sure what. But on the bright side, his running back Dalvin Cook does lead the league in rushing. So I
That
don't know.
spin.
Yeah,
How
that's
many times can you press B?
Huh?
How many times can you press B? Is the real question.
Does the guy have spin cycle or something?
Yeah, yeah, spin cycle.
Oh yeah. Wow, and leapfrog. I wonder how often he uses that. But I've never even seen
leapfrog's
Dalvin Cook
tough.
spin
So,
like that
like
in real
that
life. Does he
animation's
even spin?
rare on my experience. Like if you're able to actually hurdle somebody, like you got to time it perfectly. Even with
Yeah.
that trait, it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
I imagine it's pretty effective on the goal line if he tries to dive over the line. But
Like occasionally as a running back, like when you run through the D line and you have that linebacker who's kind of sitting there and he doesn't charge you immediately, he kind of just waits for you. And then
mhm.
sometimes you like juke too early and then he hard hits you, or sometimes you juke just right, but it's enough for the rest of the defense to come get you. I bet it's at that moment when they're actually like standing there they're waiting for you to get to them, that you can hurdle and you could probably just go right over them. I bet that's probably the spot where you can hit that animation and it'll probably work. But I've never tried it. I've never been a hurdler in Madden. That's just not. I mean, I fumble the ball too much to do that.
Yeah, I'd be scared.
I mean, you gotta be pretty confident in order to pull that off. I don't think I would do it without a trait, especially
Exactly.
with Tevin Coleman. He's 30 years old, so he's at the point now where it's like a car hits 100,000 miles, even though he's still running like a man. But I mean, he gets hit in the knee wrong, he's done.
Yeah, pretty much. You
You
have to
guys have
start looking
anybody
pretty.
else you want to throw in there?
No,
Early Super Bowl matchups. Who do you guys think?
Ooh, that's tough. Um, I don't know, man. I don't even feel safe calling that right now.
I still don't see the Bears losing.
You don't?
No.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, Seattle did repeat twice, but Chicago had a crazy good year. I mean, they didn't lose a game last season, did they?
No, they still have not lost a game. I think he's on 20, 21 now, would it be? 21 game win streak?
Yeah, he may keep it going. Sometimes though, you have some bad games, but yeah, this
Has
guy's shown
anybody
he's pretty
watched him
consistent.
play? What does he do that's really well, like really good?
What he does is he comes out in a play and he always has an audible for it.
Interesting.
So basically, you can't trust your game plans. You're gonna have to trust
Nope.
your
So he's
defense,
good
basically.
at reading defenses, maybe? Is that what it is?
I believe so. And I have to play him next week.
I wonder if he plays people to disguise stuff a lot. Hmm,
I'm going to
interesting.
watch
Yeah, I mean, there are some formations I can pick up on that I'm able to audible out of just because I've played the game enough where I know where I'm. Like, if I, like, there's a shotgun play I run. Like, sometimes if I really want to test the defense, I'll run a four verts play. But if I see that they're going to be in zone just based on an early formation, I'll switch to a slant because I know I'm probably going to get sacked before I throw the vert. And so I can just slant into the hole in the zone and do that. But
Right.
sometimes it's tough to read those, but there are some defensive looks that I have actually been able to read a little bit, but not to the point where I audible every single play. There's no way. I don't play enough to do that.
Yeah. I think the only formation I can really read is if you're in that nickel formation where it's a mid blitz. I'm like, oh, he's coming. Yeah. And
Oh yeah, when the two linebackers line up where the defensive tackles are,
yeah.
I think that's a two. I want to say that's a 2-4-5 gap. I think is a defensive scheme for that.
it.
I have that in my playbook. What I like to do with that is, show like I'm going to blitz, and then I just back off into a zone. And I think I picked off Rosen once or twice doing that, actually.
Hmm.
Good idea.
Uh, all right. Well, since we don't have anybody to add to that, let's move into our last topic here, which is how have the off-season slash preseason trades played out so far? We talked a little bit about Kyler Murray, so let's talk about the other side there, which is Baker Mayfield.
It's not looking hot for Baker right now. He's been tossed around like a whore in a whorehouse.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah, you're putting it a little mildly there. Yeah, Baker hasn't had a good transition at all. I mean,
Well,
the Pats are 2-1, so Kyler is really doing some good work right now, early. But we'll see over the course of the season how that's going to be. But yeah, Baker's not doing too great, so it looks like it was a pretty good trade for New England.
and it's
He
probably
wants to.
highlighting the fact that it probably wasn't Kyler that was the problem there in Arizona.
You're right.
The guy Baker has 2 touchdowns and 10 interceptions with the 56% completion percentage. I mean, he's completing it more than he misses. But the 10 interceptions is what's killing him. He's only
Hmm.
taken 2 sacks. I don't know, man. He's a
Well, I'm
52.3.
surprised that Arizona's actually held on to David Johnson. I mean, the guy's a walking crutch. I mean, he gets hit, and he's 30 years old too. I know he's got superstar traits. I think he's got spin cycle. But David Johnson's a good back, but he's not going to be your guy that'll last a whole season more than likely.
No, he's not
Um,
a star,
and
by
so
the way.
I'm kind of he's not superstar at
No,
all. Oh,
not a
he's just a
star.
star. Interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. I mean, if he's 82 overall, he's a star depth trait, and his contract is almost $20 million, and his cap penalty is $6 million. I mean, I mean, if it were me, I'd probably try to get rid of him. I'd try to shop him for like a second or third round pick, probably, or both.
Right.
Just because he's not going to do much for you. He's only sucking money out of you if he keeps getting hurt. He's hit 30 years old, which is about the age where running backs usually get shopped because of injury. But DJ's been hurt his whole career, so and he's got a good backup. He's got Chase Edmonds still.
Yeah.
Edmonds is good, and he's got some young talent. He's got Sherwin Nash down there and Jerome Nicholas, and so he's got good backs there that can really develop. I mean, they're not great now because they're young, but I mean, you work with them, they'll get pretty good. But what's scary about Arizona are their receivers.
Oh,
Does he
100.
Uh,
still have good receivers?
he's got Andy Isabella, Taylor Gabriel, and Cam Meredith right now. Um, so
That
those
I'm
are,
that
saying
I mean,
it's actually a
don't
bad thing.
get him.
yeah, and Thaddeus Evans too.
He's
Um,
the he took at number 3, I think. I want to say number 3.
and he's also got Zach
And
Ertz and Max Williams at tight end.
he loves Zach Ertz. When I played him, he had Zach Ertz every play, it seemed like.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Andy Isabella is your vertical man. Like he's gonna beat you deep. He's your slot guy. I mean, Gabriel's your slot guy too. Those guys are just pure speed. But like
Yeah.
Ertz is a possession guy, but he's tough too. And his overall is 94. I mean, his speed is still a low 80, and so he's still. I mean, Zach Ertz is just a freak. He is just a
Well,
freak receiver, and so I mean, I'd hit him as much as I could. Um, but yeah, I mean, the biggest shocker for me for Arizona, uh, I don't think is Baker Mayfield. I think it's just holding on to David Johnson. That's the biggest thing for me.
Is he starting David Johnson?
yeah.
Yeah, he was. He's hurt now. I don't know what the injury is. Let me look.
No, he's
Uh,
not hurt.
oh, he's not hurt. Oh, it says he's hurt on my. This thing's not as updated. I should have logged into the Expo.
Okay.
But yeah, that I think that's my biggest red flag on Arizona. I think Baker will get better. I mean, it's a new offense. The guy hasn't played with them probably for a whole. I mean, obviously just for a couple of games. So I mean, I don't know. I think Baker will only get better over the season, and especially in the next couple seasons.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
that's what I think.
And then,
Um,
like I was talking about earlier, another trade was Houston Myers for first, and I think I sent him. Yeah, Leonard Floyd.
Mm.
Floyd,
Floyd's
how's he
not
been
doing
playing?
anything for one. Houston Myers isn't doing much for him. So I think all in all, I won that trade
Seems that way.
Yeah, yeah, I'd
Cowboys
say
are
yeah for
struggling.
sure.
Wow.
right now.
Another big one was actually where is it? I'm trying to find it here on the list. I know what it was. The Bills traded for Bradley Chubb, and I think they sent away. Where is it? Oh, they sent away Ed Oliver and their cornerback Levi Wallace, both of which are superstars. Um, and got back just a third round pick in Bradley Chubb. But I mean, Bradley Chubb has been playing well. I think he leads the league in tackles for loss. Um, And the Bills' other two linebackers, they both have 23 tackles, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, that linebacker crew he has over there is dangerous. It's all speed.
Mm-hmm.
How fast is Bradley Chubb?
Well, minus Bradley Chubb, who's
Oh,
still
okay.
84 speed, 90 excel. Then
Yeah,
he has Tremaine
definitely.
Edmonds, 88 speed, 90 excel. They have Fairley, 89 speed, 85 excel. They have Vincent Joseph, 87 speed, 93 acceleration.
Jeez.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
His linebacker is just speed.
So, winner of that trade, well, who did he give up? He gave up,
Who did the Bills give up? They gave
yeah,
up
okay.
for Chubb. They sent defensive tackle Ed Oliver, who has a superstar trait, cornerback Levi Wallace, who's also a superstar, and a 2022 first-round pick. And then the Denver sent Chubb, who is an X factor, and then they sent a 2022 third-round pick.
Well,
So,
Ed Oliver
I
has only had, I'm sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
mean, I was saying, like, just looking at it, it seems like it was a pretty even trade, I would think, especially depending on their needs. But I mean, I'm not sure how Ed Oliver and Levi Wallace have done for Denver. But I mean, I think the Bills really got some good stuff out of that too with Chubb and a third round pick. I wonder how much negotiating it took to try to grab that third rounder in there too. But I mean, on paper, it looks like a pretty even trade. How old is Bradley Chubb? He's still pretty
Pretty
young,
young.
isn't he?
Pretty sure he got drafted like two
Yeah.
seasons ago. What
Yeah, I was gonna
about,
say he's only in his third or fourth year.
what do you
Yeah,
think, Alex?
I like it. I like this trade, and I think it's even for both teams, if I'm going to be honest here.
Okay, cool.
Bron-
Yeah. I mean,
Broncos got their guy.
Now, a trade that I kind of want to look at that I saw that happened about a week ago was Philly sending Miles Sanders, the halfback, center James Daniels, and a 2022 third-round pick to the Jets for Le'Veon Bell and a 2022 first and second-round picks.
tell
I
us about it.
definitely think the Jets won that one. I mean, not the Jets,
The Philly, yeah, that's kind of what I think too. Because I
Well,
don't think Sanders or Daniels have any. I mean, I think they're stars at the most. I don't have their player profiles out in front of me, but
that's what Miles Sanders is. But Le'Veon Bell is number 2 in the league in rushing.
right,
yep.
yep. I think Philly knew exactly what he wanted when he went for Le'Veon, and I mean, Philly knew exactly how they were going to use him.
He knew he needed a running back. That's not little.
Yeah. But outside of that, I mean, I don't really see
Well,
any
how's
other
Miles
trades
Sanders
here.
doing over there?
I don't even see him up here. I'm looking for him.
I'm interested to see how Indianapolis uses Josh Rosen. That's what I'm
Hey,
interested to see.
Well, this is
Miles,
actually the second trade he's made for a quarterback this season, or like
Right,
since
yeah,
the
because he had a
preseason, I
trade
think.
with Oakland too for Jameson Barnard or Bernard
Yeah.
or however you want to pronounce it.
So I think he found out pretty quick that that wasn't his guy. So yeah, we'll see how the pickmaster Josh Rosen does over there with him. I hope his morale improves somehow. I know he's shitting the bed right now. Um, yeah, we'll see.
I Miles Sanders, by the way.
I mean, I was just
30.
kind of hoping Miami would send him somewhere in the AFC North so I could keep going up against him, but sadly that did not happen.
How's
He
Miles
went
Sanders
to your
doing?
division.
Not good at all. 31 carries, 88 rushing yards, 2.8 yards a carry, no touchdowns.
Mm. Wow.
Not good at all.
Probably should have kept that center. Or wait, did he trade the center or did he get the center?
I,
Wait, let me see. Which one was it again? For Le'Veon Bell, he traded his halfback Miles Sanders. Philly traded Miles Sanders and their center James Daniels. So the Jets
Mm.
got Miles Sanders and James Daniels. I'm not sure where James Daniels is on the depth chart for the Jets.
Right.
but it was apparently something that the
Probably
Jets really.
starting considering the Jets don't have an offensive line.
Right. I was going to say, I mean, if you're trading running backs for running back and a center, you must, really want to have a ground game that you're trying to develop there, especially with a good O line.
Seems like
So
that's
I
what
mean,
he's doing.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think
Miles Sanders is a second year or third year player.
Second. Well, second
Second.
for life. I don't know what he is in the game.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 2022, and this upcoming season will be 2020. So I'm going to guess this is his fourth year in the league. Then
Okay, gotcha.
I'm going to guess. Could be his fifth, I guess, or his third. I don't know how. Sometimes it's confusing.
I want to see how Paris Campbell and Rock Ya-Sin help out the Dolphins. That seems like a pretty interesting trade for them.
Who is he going to have at quarterback now?
Didn't he trade for another quarterback?
No, he hasn't.
Thought he,
Well, let me see.
thought he traded
So
for
I
somebody
don't.
earlier.
I did see in the trade
He is
block
the
on the trade block that Miami basically put up half their team.
I did.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you can go in that tab right now and look at it, but he offered up, or Miami offered up a bunch of players after that Week 3 loss to Pittsburgh. I mean, if you look at all the other games he's played, I mean that Miami's played too. I mean, they're not close losses, and so I really think Miami's trying to really shake things up, really rebuild,
They're
start from
about to.
scratch. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Look at his
tempted.
defensive backs, if you can.
Yeah, let me look real quick. Let me see teams. It's East.
Oh, Darius Slay's hurt. Oh, dang. Out 3 more weeks. He has
Right
Darius
now,
Slay.
if Rosen's gone, Miami's got Brent Mundy at quarterback. He's 21 years old. He's 64 overall. His awareness 65, throw power 90, which is the same as Rosen's. His throw accuracy is, I think that's what that is, THA.
Paranoid sense of pressure, though, so that's going to be.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. He's got good receivers, too. One thing about Miami that surprised me a lot was Jakeem Grant and Damon French would catch anything near them. Like they were hauling in like one-handed. There was one reception where I think it was French actually, although it might have been Grant. I think it was French though. He dove for a ball into an incoming cornerback, and the cornerback like got his arms locked into French's, but French still made the catch like in between two guys.
That guy's
like it was crazy,
23.
and his overall 77. Like I was shocked. Yeah, just freak athletes at receiver for Miami. So
This guy actually has a pretty good team. Like he
He
just traded
does.
for a speedster and Paris Campbell.
He's built a nice team, that's for sure.
Yeah. Has a great secondary now with Rock Ya-Sin, who's a 79 overall, still rather young. Darius Slay, Xavier Howard. So he basically has two superstars, a superstar safety, and Dane Swanson, who pretty much might as well be a superstar. He's a star, but he's 82 overall and 24 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like in playing against Miami, I mean, this season, I mean, I still had to work to score on offense. I really did. I had a few early big plays with Tevin Coleman and Juju Smith-Schuster, but overall, I really had to work to score offensively against Miami. What really kept Miami out of the game were their 6 turnovers and some penalties. Yeah, they had a lot of penalties too. So I mean, now that Rosen, who's obviously the common denominator for all those interceptions, is gone, I'll be interested to see how those turnover ratios improve. And I'm sure Miami will get some good results later on in the season once they keep those turnover numbers down.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Because I mean, they've got a good team.
Podcast.
They've got a good team, I think.
It's not bad.
So, yeah, I mean, it's in prime shape for rebuilding, and just building in general.
His defense impressive.
The issue, though, if you're getting rid of good quarterbacks this season, based on early scouting, there's not a lot of good quarterbacks in the upcoming draft. A lot of wide receivers, a lot of defensive backs, some good running backs, but wide receivers are kind of kind of lackluster this time around. So we'll see. I think it'd be pretty risky if you're any team in the in Destiny League right now. It'd be pretty risky to go for a quarterback in this upcoming draft based on the scouting that I've done, and I'm sure other people have done as well. It just seems like you're really taking a chance, or you have confidence. Like you could have a head coach, I guess, if you made him this way, to have like a really good team builder attributes, and so you can just get a lot of XP, upgrade their dev traits really quickly, and so that might not be a problem. But at least on paper, it doesn't look like there's going to be any promising quarterbacks, save for maybe one or two.
I need so don't get my hopes down like that, please.
Well, hey, I am actually I put it out in the chat so everyone knows. But I did put Derek Carr on the trade block.
Uh-oh. There you go.
He is out there. I put him on last night. I put him along with Stephon Tuitt. Is also on that trade block. So yeah, for anybody listening and for anybody here, feel free to negotiate.
I'll do it. His contract's bad. 3 years, $4 million. I'm good.
I will say though, I started Derek Carr week 17 of the regular season last season, which was my first game that I played in the league, and I played against old Jaguars owner here. And Derek Carr wasn't bad, and he got me a win, so he still got it.
Okay. Well, real quick, the last kind of trade I want to quickly touch on is kind of not a two-team trade, but two trades made by one team. The Raiders seem to have kind of really improved themselves. They got rid of Cleveland Farrell and brought in Matt Breida, Deebo Samuel, and also Zach Landry from the Broncos, and he's 2-1. And all of them, individually speaking, have good stats. Even Cleveland Farrell with the 49ers, so.
Raiders also took Earl Thomas from Baltimore.
Did he really?
On the defensive side. This happened Wednesday at 5 p.m. It was put into the approved trades. Baltimore sent Earl Thomas, and Oakland sent cornerback Kenny Moore.
Ooh,
so he's also got Earl Thomas on that backfield now.
I mean, his defensive back still looks pretty good.
Watch out for the Raiders.
Huh?
That Raiders-Broncos matchups are going to be pretty awesome to watch with Earl Thomas back there going up against Hollister. I mean, the AFC West is going to be fun to watch this season for sure.
Oh, it's always fun.
Because I think, let's see what that division's looking like right now. I think the Chiefs are 2-1.
Chiefs is
Chiefs are 2-1. Raiders are 2-1. Chargers are 2-1, and the Broncos are 1-2. So it's already pretty tight in the West, and I think it's just going to stay that way until the end.
Yeah, we'll definitely be checking
Chargers came number 2 last year, went to the Super Bowl, got blown out. All right, but still went to the Super Bowl. That's the big thing.
Yep.
Who got blown out?
Went there. Chargers.
The Chargers.
Oh. Yeah, we'll see how that.
Yeah, that Bears team. That's the team to beat. If you're in the NFC, the Bears are your number one target. You're trying to make the team better than that.
Got somebody putting a bounty on anybody who wears a Bears uniform.
I'm excited for Chicago and Green Bay at Soldier Field and at Lambeau this season because they're both 3-0 early, and they both got pretty good PF and PA, and I mean their differentials are pretty comparable. I mean those two teams are going to be real fun to watch when they play against each other. So that's the matchup to watch on stream. I think will be Bears-Packers both times. I'm really interested to see how those guys play each other since they're going to be quite familiar, especially because the Packers got beat by them twice last season.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Anything else y'all want to add?
Somebody send me a quarterback for cheap.
Do we have enough early information to know an early offensive rookie of the year candidates for either conference, or do you guys want to hold off on that until later?
We can go into it if you want to.
I just don't know how to. Hold on. Let me go to stats, rookies.
I gotta go with the phone for this
I know
one.
Timothy Bolton not winning it. I know
Looks like your boy Bobby Allen's number one in passing yards right now.
Really, he's
Brian,
only played a game and a half.
For rookies, he's number one in passing yards
That's
by
impressive.
30 yards.
I think
Um,
Okoye.
That's crazy. The guy hasn't played one full game, I don't think, actually.
yeah, Clifton Okoye for New England has over 200 yards rushing in 3 games.
My
And
defensive rookie of the year is Jaden Zellner.
Zellner, yeah, your boy's killing it. He's got
Yeah,
11 tackles and 3 sacks.
he's been doing good.
Yep.
All right, got him a day.
He's number one in 2 of the 3 categories. He's the man.
All right. We'll definitely look back
Overall.
at it because week 8 is when all the actual like award predictions, not award predictions, but award races are published, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see,
Sad part
man.
is he's only 60 overall.
What? What position does he play?
Right outside linebacker, 60 overall.
He's balling like that? Wow.
Oh, see, I've got him 59 overall, and he's still doing that kind of stuff, man. He's going to be getting some traits pretty quickly if you keep this up.
He's already star.
Oh, dang.
Oh, he
Yeah.
is. Okay.
All you have to do is get him a
Yeah.
superstar and it's over.
Yeah, you put him at superstar, give him fearmonger or that edge rusher, whatever you want to do with that, man.
If you look at some of his stats, though, he's terrible. Yeah, he's horrible. All right, let's be honest here.
Well, he's had 3 straight games with a sack. He's had 1 in each game. He had 6 tackles week 1 at Arizona, and then 2 against Atlanta, and then 3 against Tampa Bay. I mean, for a 60 overall star trait starting out, that's good consistency that you'd like to see, I think.
I'm
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's the one
Yeah.
guy on my defense who actually wants to show up and play for once.
From Florida
"Hey, me."
International University is where he
That's
hails
actually a
from.
really nice school, by the way. But,
It is.
Yeah.
Right on the coast, I think.
Yeah. Their campus is ridiculous. But, okay. Any other people y'all want to highlight real quick or?
Not really, no, not that I
can't
know.
think of anything, yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up episode 3 of The Gray Area. Thanks again, Josh and Alex, for joining me. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
See
Thanks
ya,
for having
fellas.
us.